Welcome to Deep Psyche. Why do people fall in love with you? Not merely because of your smile, your words, or the way you carry yourself, but because at some unconscious level, you mirror something they've long forgotten within themselves. Carl Jung, the pioneering depth psychologist, did not see love as coincidence or chemistry alone. To him, love is a profound act of projection, a soul recognizing its own shadow, or its lost counterpart in another. In this video, we journey beyond surface-level attraction and enter the inner world of Jung's thought, exploring the anima and animus, the archetypes that shape our longing, and the unconscious patterns that magnetize people toward you. You are not just loved, you are recognized. Join us as we uncover the two deep psychological reasons why someone truly falls in love with you, not for who you are on the outside, but for the inner image you awaken within them. Welcome to a deeper understanding of love through the eyes of Carl Jung. We often romanticize love as a sudden spark, a mysterious accident of fate. Yet for Carl Jung, even the most immediate attractions are not accidents at all. What appears spontaneous is, in truth, the visible expression of invisible forces shaped by years of inner development, forgotten emotions, and unmet needs. Love, in Jung's view, follows an inner architecture. Behind every encounter lies a deeper structure of the psyche that quietly draws us towards certain people and not others. This is where Jung introduces the profound idea of projection. Each of us carries within our unconscious a gallery of hidden images, fragments of who we once were, who we have repressed, or who we yearn to become. These inner figures do not vanish. They wait in silence, living in the shadows, seeking expression through others. When we meet someone who mirrors one of these buried aspects, we feel magnetically pulled toward them. It feels like magic. But it is not truly them we are seeing, it is a reflection of our own inner world, suddenly made visible. Imagine someone who has lived a life of caution and emotional restraint. When they encounter someone vibrant, expressive, and uninhibited, they may feel an overwhelming fascination. This attraction is not mere admiration, it is resonance. The other person awakens a dormant potential within, something long buried beneath self-protection or fear. The attraction is real, but the true force behind it is the unconscious seeking wholeness. The same is true in reverse. Someone may fall in love with you, not for who you appear to be, but because you unconsciously represent something they are missing, a trait, a quality, a forgotten part of themselves. You become a living symbol of an unclaimed inner possibility. Reason 1. You represent what they lack. It is not simply that opposites attract, it is that opposites reveal what is incomplete. The rational are drawn to the intuitive, the introverted to the expressive, the structured to the chaotic, but this pull can quickly become dependence if they fail to realize. What they admire in you is something they must also cultivate within themselves. And when the projection fades, when the illusion is pierced by your human flaws, the connection may begin to crumble. This is the danger of projection. It builds a connection not with the real other, but with an inner fantasy. And when reality no longer matches that fantasy, love begins to dissolve. But Jung went further. He explored not only projection, but the deeper archetypes that shape how we love, the anima and animus. These are not simply preferences or social roles. They are inner figures, emotional blueprints of the opposite gender that live deep within the psyche. Every man, Jung said, carries an inner image of the feminine, his anima. Every woman, an inner image of the masculine, her animus. These figures are shaped by early relationships, especially with parental figures, and are reinforced by cultural myth, collective symbolism, and ancestral memory. And one day, without warning, we meet someone who seems to match that inner image with uncanny precision. The attraction can feel cosmic, a sense of timeless recognition, of having known this soul before. But Jung would gently caution, this is not destiny. This is not proof of a soulmate. This is the psyche encountering its own reflection in another. And until we become conscious of this, we remain captive to the illusion, loving not the person before us, but the unspoken parts of ourselves they awaken. Reason 2. You awaken a powerful unconscious image they've carried within. It is not always your face, your voice, or your gestures that captivate them, but something far deeper. You resemble a hidden figure they have long carried inside, often without knowing. Not in appearance perhaps, but in essence. You stir an emotional current that predates you. You activate a pattern woven into the architecture of their soul. This is why the connection can feel immediate, inexplicable, even sacred. But it is not truly about you. It is about the symbol you have become within them. And here lies the hidden tension. When someone falls in love with an inner image projected onto you, they are not meeting you. They are meeting a fantasy, a sacred construction of their psyche. You become the screen upon which their unconscious plays a story written long before your arrival. But no projection lasts forever. As the real you begins to show, your contradictions, your vulnerability, your humanity, the illusion starts to erode. What once felt divine begins to feel dissonant. What once seemed perfect now becomes complicated. Conflict enters. Disappointment follows. The fantasy fractures under the weight of truth. This is why many relationships begin with euphoria and end in confusion. Not because love was false, but because it was built on archetypal projection, not mutual understanding. An unconscious script tried to play itself out in the real world. But no human being can embody an archetype indefinitely. And yet Jung did not call this a mistake. He saw it as necessary, because projection, though painful, is one of love's most powerful teachers. It is not a failure of the heart, but a function of the soul. Love for Jung was never just an emotion. It is a path, a psychic process, a sacred fire that burns away illusion to reveal the self. Every person we love becomes a mirror, and what we see in them, what we are drawn to or disturbed by, is a message from within. Some reveal our hidden potential, others our deepest wounds. Some awaken our vitality, others our shadows. But all of them serve one purpose: to guide us on the journey of individuation, the lifelong task of becoming whole. When someone falls in love with you, they may believe they are seeing magic in you. And in a way they are. But the magic is not yours alone. It is what you awaken within them. You are not merely a person. You are a symbol, a threshold, a psychological invitation. And the same is true in reverse. The people who shake you, who move you, who break your heart, they are not random. They are carriers of meaning, catalysts for transformation. Some come to awaken what has long been asleep. Others come to teach what you've long refused to learn. Some come simply to hold up a mirror, clear or distorted, depending on your readiness to see. Not every relationship is meant to last. Some are meant to disrupt. Some are designed to dismantle, to break the pattern so the soul can breathe again. Jung called these encounters synchronistic, not connected by logic, but bound by meaning. They are not accidents. They are invitations from the unconscious. And the question is not whether they will stay. The question is, what are they here to reveal? When someone enters your life at just the right moment and stirs something profound within you, it may feel like chance, but it is rarely accidental. Your unconscious was ready. Theirs was too. And the meeting itself was a signal, a sign that transformation had already begun. These encounters, even the painful ones, especially the painful ones, are not mistakes. They are part of a greater unfolding. They are messages from the self. So why do people fall in love with you? Because you either reflect something they desperately lack, or you awaken something they had long forgotten. In both cases, the love they feel isn't entirely about you. It is about their own inner world, attempting to evolve. And the same is true for you. You fall in love with those who mirror your lost pieces, those who resemble the figures within your own psyche, those who unknowingly carry the key to your next chapter of becoming. But without awareness, this cycle can become a trap. You may find yourself drawn to the same patterns, entangled in the same stories, mistaking repetition for destiny. You might call it bad luck in love, when in truth it is your unconscious offering you a lesson you have not yet learned. Jung would offer this word awareness, to know your inner images, to witness your projections, to understand the figures that live within you and how they shape the way you love. Because when you see clearly, you stop searching for someone to complete you. You begin the deeper work of becoming whole, and love then transforms. No longer a desperate reaching for a fantasy, no longer bound by fear or idealization, but a sacred meeting between two evolving souls, grounded, real, free. Because in the end, the deepest love is not about finding the perfect other. It is about awakening the forgotten parts of yourself. You don't just fall in love with another person. You fall in love with the version of yourself that comes alive in their presence. Understanding love through Jung's lens reveals a powerful truth. Every bond, every heartbreak, every attraction is ultimately a path that leads inward, back to the self. So the next time someone falls in love with you, or you feel an inexplicable pull toward another, ask not just who they are, but what part of your soul is stirring awake. If this reflection spoke to you, share your thoughts in the comments. Your experience may illuminate someone else's journey. And don't forget to subscribe to Newsies for more deep dives into the psyche, love, and the inner world we all carry.